Timmy looks like a soft, modern man. He has man tits, no muscle, dresses like a middle schooler, and can't even look a woman in the eyes. Yet he wonders why he gets no attention from women and zero respect from his male friends. Alexander. Alexander is built like a Greek god, carved from marble. He has a style that's straight out of a James Bond movie. Because of the work Alexander has put in to look more masculine, he is irresistible to women, and he has the respect of other men. So how can we be more like Alexander and less like Timmy? That's what we're going to cover in this video. Back in early college, I used to live a very degenerate lifestyle. I was partying, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and it's not like I was doing these things every once in a while or, in a special occasion. No, I was doing them literally every single week, multiple times a week. And this led to me developing a very soft body and physique, which then that soft body then bled into me having a very soft personality. And obviously there are so many things that go into masculinity. Your looks aren't the only important thing when it comes to being a masculine man, but a great place to start is improving your looks. Because just think about how it would make you feel if you looked in the mirror and you were proud of the way you looked, the physique you built, the way you dressed, the way you took care of yourself. How would that exude into your confidence and the way that you carry yourself and how others view you? So in this video, we're gonna first cover 2 quick fixes you can make literally as soon as today to look more masculine, as well as 2 long-term habits, 2 lifestyle changes you can make to look more masculine. So with that being said, here's the first tip. Number 1, fix your haircut and your grooming. There is literally no reason to have a haircut because this is something that you can go to the barber and you can literally fix today. And your hair and your grooming can make a huge difference in the way that you look. If you have a good haircut, it can easily add this is gonna sound kind of weird, but out of 10, it can add 2 points to your attraction. Or if you have a bad haircut, it can easily take down at least 3 points to your attraction. So the first thing I'm gonna say about having a haircut is just getting consistent ones. If it's been a few months since you've gotten a haircut, what are you doing, bro? Come on. Because that's literally the first thing. No matter what haircut you have to get it kept consistently and looking fresh. And yeah, it might be a bit expensive to get a haircut every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, but the difference it makes in your confidence and how you feel about yourself is so huge. Think about how you feel after you get a fresh haircut, right? You're feeling confident, you're feeling good in the way you look. And yeah, it makes your hair look better, but that's not the only thing it carries into. It also carries into your personality and the way you carry yourself. So when you get a haircut, yeah, you're paying the $20 or $25 it costs to get the haircut and it makes your hair look better. But it's not just about your hair. It's also about the way that you carry yourself and how that bleeds into your personality. So that's the first thing. Just get a consistent haircut no matter what it is. Then the second tip I'm gonna give you is just avoid anything that's super messy, right? Something I used to do even as soon as a few months ago was I just didn't take a lot of care of the way that my hair looked. It looked super messy. I didn't use a lot of product. It was kind of a bit scraggly. And that's the reason why I got the buzz cut, because it's just easy to take care of and it looks professional. So personally, I would avoid the TikTok boy style hair look. I think that's, if you're in middle school, fair enough. I kind of understand that. It's kind of seems to be popular with that generation, but if you're in high school or you're in college and you want people to take you more seriously, have a hairstyle that commands respect. And when in doubt with hair, just go for something simple, right? A buzz cut can work for some people. I know, it looks so amazing on me, but you got to have more of a sharper facial structure to pull it off. So if you think it could work for you, I'd recommend a buzz cut, but it's not for everybody. But when in doubt, go for something that's just buzzed on the sides and medium length and styled on the top. That's something that's been around for literally, hundreds of years. You can't go wrong with just a simple haircut like that. It'll always be in style. And then in terms of grooming, if you can grow a beard, go for it. I'm not going to give, facial hair advice because I've never really had a beard before. So that's not my topic, but I would say, yeah, if you can grow a beard, go for it. I think a beard can add to your appearance and make you look better, but if not, just go for clean shaven, because literally nothing is worse than having a scraggly beard. If you can't grow a true beard, don't even try it. It looks a lot better to just be clean shaven than have a weird, patchy beard. So that's it for hair. Just keep it looking clean, keep it looking groomed, and that's the best change that you can make literally today. So if you have a scraggly haircut, go get that fixed today, bro. The second fix you can make as soon as today is your wardrobe. You want to build a style, a fashion that commands respect. Some things you want to avoid are graphic t-shirts, super bright neon colors, things that just make you stick out like a sore thumb. Another thing you want to avoid is wearing clothes that don't fit you well. I see a very popular style right now is the baggy outfits, the baggy pants with the baggy t-shirt. And I get it, for like streetwear style stuff, it looks kind of cool. But again, if you want to be taken seriously, you want to have clothes that fit you well. You also don't want to have clothes that are way too tight. Like, you don't want to be wearing super skinny jeans, because that also it looks really feminine. So here's my personal style guide. When in doubt, go for what I like to call our timeless basics, right? Things that have minimal logos, clothes that are simple but effective. Some people I take inspiration from that you can certainly take from as well are James Bond, Steve McQueen, and even Eman Gadsby. Kind of like the old money style. But at the end of the day, you want to have a fashion that's unique to you, that aligns with your personality. So yeah, absolutely, I think there's a few key rules you should follow, like clothes that fit well, that aren't too baggy but aren't too tight. Also having clothes that are more neutral colors and don't like scream attention. I think those are important rules to follow. But at the end of the day, pick things you like, pick things that you want to wear and that make you feel confident. Now, for long-term habits, the first one we're going to talk about is going to the gym. And the first part of that is building a good amount of muscle mass. If you think about like any masculine role model, they usually have a good amount of muscle. And sure, building muscle alone doesn't make you masculine. Like, there's a lot of dudes who go to the gym who don't have a very masculine personality. But the truth of the world is that we judge people for their appearance. That's just how it is. So if you want to be more masculine, if you want people to take you more seriously, you also have to build a body that reflects that. And I have plenty of videos that talk about building muscle, going to the gym, getting in shape. So I'm not going to go super in depth on it in this video, because that's alone its whole topic. So if you want to see more videos on that specifically, subscribe to the channel and you can check out more videos about building muscle. But to oversimplify going to the gym, okay? Train hard. When you show up to the gym, put in effort, work hard. If you actually want to build muscle, you can't be a little bitch in the gym. You have to train hard. Second of all, do exercises that fit what you are going for. If you want to build an aesthetic body, a good looking physique, like you think of, the Greek gods, or, those aesthetic looking physiques, you have to have the right workout routine. And I'm not going to go over the whole thing in this video, but if you'd like my workout routine, you can follow me on Instagram and DM me and I'll send it to you for completely free. And then also aligning your other habits outside of the gym. What does your diet look like? What does your sleep look like? How do you take care of yourself? Because of course, going to the gym is the first aspect of getting in shape. But if you want to get in top tier shape, you have to also take care of yourself, be getting good sleep, be eating healthy, and taking care of those habits. And then also on top of building muscle, an important thing if you want to build that aesthetic physique is getting lean. Now, for some young men, like if you're already super skinny, but you don't have a lot of muscle, your focus should not be on getting lean. Your focus should be on bulking and putting on muscle. But if maybe you're a bit more overweight or you already have that muscle, your next step has to be getting lean. Because think about all the iconic statues, right? The Greek gods, what do they all have in common? Not only do they have a lot of muscle, but they also are fairly lean. You can see that muscle very well. Because the truth is, a guy who has less muscle but is more lean, oftentimes is going to actually look like he has more muscle than the guy who's super big, but he's a bit more overweight. But at the end of the day, if you want to respect yourself as a man and you want other people to respect you, then you have to build a body that reflects that. Because not only does it make you more attractive, make you appeal more to women, it also exudes in your confidence. When you look in the mirror and you're proud of the actions you have been taking and you look at yourself with confidence, it's not just about the body. It's not just about the physique. It's about how it affects the way that you view yourself, about how it impacts the rest of your life. Because those habits you do in the gym, it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of hard work. And when you know that you've been working hard and you can look back on yourself with so much gratitude, that makes you feel so much better about yourself than the guy who cheats himself, who doesn't go to the gym, and who doesn't take care of himself. Now, the next long-term fix you have to make is your mindset. A big part of your looks is how you carry yourself. Because think about it, it doesn't matter how much muscle you have. It doesn't matter how you dress. None of this stuff matters if you carry yourself like a little bitch. If when you go to approach a girl, you're saying things to yourself like, yeah, she wouldn't be into a guy like me. There's no way. No, carry yourself with confidence. When you walk into a room, stand up straight. Speak with confidence. Speak with conviction. If you're always telling yourself self-deprecating thoughts, you're beating yourself up, you don't have that much confidence in yourself, it's going to show in the way that you carry yourself. Other people are going to see that in you. And I know this is going to sound a bit cringe, but the way I fixed this personally was I walked around with the confidence that I am the I'm him. And I know that sounds cringe to say, but it's true. It's better to see yourself as confident. It's better to see yourself as high value than to see yourself as low value, than to tell yourself self-deprecating thoughts. And you can say all you want about, confidence isn't everything. Because if you don't believe you can do something, you can't do it. If you see that girl you want to go talk to and you tell yourself, oh, she wouldn't like a guy like me, you're not going to get her. But the truth is, somewhere out there, there's a guy who looks very similar to you, who has similar characteristics to you, but the one difference he has is he sees himself as confident. And whatever excuse you have, I do not care. Oh yeah, I'm short. Okay, I have a short friend who has a girlfriend, and he's done very well. I went to school with plenty of guys, right, who maybe weren't like the greatest looking, if we're being completely honest, but it doesn't matter because they didn't tell themselves self-deprecating thoughts. They viewed themselves as the shit, and they still did well with women. So it's not all about your looks. It's not all about everything else. The truth is, if you view yourself as high value, that will show in your actions, and other people will treat you that way. But if you don't see yourself as high value, you allow people to walk all over you, take advantage of you, disrespect you, they're going to keep treating you that way. So it all starts in the mind and how you view yourself. So if you found this video helped you, be sure to click the like and subscribe button, and also turn on the post notifications so you can see more videos like these. I'll see you for the next video, bro.